along your journey, somehow you meet a young brother who's at the bar ready to buy some champagne, and another brother who was a little bit more rambunctious in terms of getting jobs done. You're aligned forever with Rocafella Records, man. Talk about how you met Jay-Z and Dame Dash and how that relationship got started.
Okay. Yeah, so I met Dame Dash first. I met Dame Dash. He was managing this group called Original Flavor. And through my relationships with the record label, I was offered a video for Original Flavor. It was called All That. And it was really contingent on if I can get along with the manager. So the label person was like, he's kind of arrogant or whatever. And I'm like, I'm cool with that. I know lots of street people. I'm not a street dude at all. I'm from Harlem. Damon's from Harlem. Even though he was on the east side, I was on the west side. But still, I'm here to do a job. I have no problem with people with different personalities. So we met and we got along just great. And we got the video greenlit. Shooting at Rebar on 8th Avenue and 16th Street in Manhattan. I'm shooting a video outside at the moment. The person from the bar comes over. This guy, he's real adamant about buying a bottle of champagne, and we can't sell it as before hours, and it's illegal, blah, blah, blah. So I go inside, and this tall dude is standing there, like, waiting to buy the champagne. And I was like, yo, bro, you can't buy the champagne. He was like, all right, cool. And that was Jay-Z. So obviously, I didn't really know who he was, to be honest with you. He had let us borrow his Jeep for one of the shots in the video, opening of the video, even though someone backed into it and sort of damaged it. He was very cool. And he was just there to support Original Flavor. He wasn't even trying to be in the video. He was barely in the video. So that was my introduction to Jay-Z and my introduction to Damon Dash. It was actually kind of popular. They actually took some of it and put it in the opening of Yo MTV Raps.
So that was the initial meeting. I mean, you would go on to do several other Jay-Z videos, and even taking the game to a different level. Talk about like the first Jay-Z video that you did, and then talk about like the iconic Streets is Watching, which is more than just one video. It's almost like y'all did a hip hop version of Thriller or something. The way you kind of put a combination of the music videos together for a movie. So talk about your first experience. Now you met Jay and then you start working with him, and then what you guys go on to do, make history.
Okay. So basically a few months after the Original Flavor video was done, I ran into Damon again just by accident. And he had mentioned, hey, I'm trying to do a video for my boy Jay-Z. And they were just about to start Rocafella Records. I don't even think they officially started it. But so I got hired to do the video for I Can't Get With That. So that was the first single that Jay-Z was officially putting out on Rocafella. And we did the video for like 5 Gs, which is literally impossible to do back in the day when you're shooting in film, but we managed to do it. I ended up doing everything, like being the director, the producer, the editor. Luckily, I had some friends that came and worked for free. We had to rent the camera from somewhere, get the insurance, blah, blah, blah. And it was a big deal to make it happen. And we really did it just for like Video Music Box, Ralph McDaniels, just to put it on and have it out in the tri-state area. So he got a little buzz because everybody showed up. DJ Clark Kent, Jazzo, Sauce Money, Original Flavor, all those folks came by to represent at Marcy Projects. So I just remember rolling up a Marcy Project at like 7:30 in the morning, just trying to get prepared. And then I see this dude get jumped and mugged like right in front of me. That happened 3 times, by the way, because I shot in Marcy 3 times and I seen 3 muggings.
Welcome to Brooklyn. Welcome to Brooklyn. You know what they say. Brooklyn keeps on taking it. So you already know. So
so that was the first video, and that was that was successful. But it was more tri-state area. It was local hit, and then they're always trying to get a deal. Like Rocafella was always trying to get distribution deals. So I'm not sure who was distributing what, but eventually we did In My Lifetime, and that was shot in St. Thomas. And that was more of a just like, yo, it is so cold in New York right now. It's brick here. Let's figure out where to go. So Jay, Dame, and Biggs went out to St. Thomas with their little video camera and just filmed, okay, here's a house we're going to shoot at. Here's a boat we're going to rent. Here's this, that, and the other. And they came back, looked at the footage. Next thing I know, I'm getting my crew together. And they're getting all these girls together. And then we all just meet at JFK, hop on the plane and go to St. Thomas with like a 5 to 6 man crew, a bunch of girls, and then a bunch of the dudes came through. The posse was there for real. I don't know who paid for that, but all I can say is they did roll up with bags of diamonds, which I don't know how they do that, where they came from, but they're rocking with bags of diamonds. So none of that stuff was fake. They were balling out before they were balling.
So wait a minute, obviously The Rock is known for, throwing up the diamond, but you said back in the days they was rolling around with diamonds. So early on, The Rock was shining, literally.
Right. I mean, it's in the video. Like, there's a shot where you see the camera pans and all this jewelry with all these diamonds, this blinged out jewelry just sitting on the table. But that's real. Like, we didn't rent that or anything. We didn't have to borrow it. It was theirs. So that was the beginning of just sort of setting the tone of Rocafella. Like, who's Rocafella? These guys got money, but they're not even out yet, really. So we did that one, and then that one got a little popular, a little bit. And then they got another deal. So we did In My Lifetime remix, the Big Jazz remix, which had What's the Meaning of Life sample in it. So we shot some more footage. We took the footage from St. Thomas, but then we shot some more footage at this real gangster Italian restaurant in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. So we shot that spot, put that video out, got a little buzz going. And then Dead Presidents video. Now that video changed the game for a lot of people, including myself. So the Dead Presidents.
This after I Can't Get With That?
Yeah, this was after the remix. Right. Sorry, folks, that I jumped around.
No, good. You got so much, bro. And I mean,
so we had Dead Presidents.
Yeah,
Dead Presidents was like a super underground hit, and the video was, story driven, and that was the lane I was trying to go in. Like, everybody else's lane was posh girls shaking their asses and half naked girls. I was like, I wanted to tell a story. The Dead Presidents video was an homage to the movie Heat. So that was the first time I actually went to the movies with Jay and a bunch of them to go see a movie. We all went to see Heat on 23rd Street, and everyone loved that movie. So we just took a little bit from that movie and put it into Dead Presidents and told the story of Jay and Dame hustling and Biggs hustling with this other hustler who's sort of a loser and blah, blah, blah. And had the cops watching them, and then they watching the cops. But then to wrap it up, we had the iconic scene with all these rappers around the table playing Monopoly with real money, drinking Cristal. And that was the first time I officially met Notorious B.I.G. Because we could not shoot that scene without him. Jay was like, no, we're going to wait for Biggie. And we literally had to sit there and wait until he showed up. But he showed up, and we did that iconic scene with them playing Monopoly with the gold Monopoly set with $30,000 in cash.
Now,
so that video,
that is definitely iconic, man. Like,
yeah, so that video went number one.
Wow.
Which on Rhapsody. Right after that, I met Leo Cohen because they were just signing the Def Jam, and then they got a deal for the Nutty Professor soundtrack. But I had to sort of prove myself to I guess Leo Cohen. So I showed him the Dead Presidents. He was like, oh, that's one of the best videos I ever seen. You're good. So I got to do the Ain't No Nigga video in Miami featuring Foxy Brown. And that was intercut with the footage from the Eddie Murphy movie, Nutty Professor.